Good morning, hello, hi, good day everyone. This video is made for expats who are expecting to come to live and work in Egypt soon or in the near future. Why am I doing this video? Because I've been asked by a couple of my expats friends who are living in Egypt about some legal issues that they've been facing during their stay in Egypt. After providing them the answers and the solutions for these problems or issues that they've been inquiring about, I found that it could be very helpful and useful for to put it on this on my channel for other expats who are expecting to come and live in Egypt, because they may get benefits of it and they may need to know about it well ahead in advance before they come to Egypt. Okay, without further ado, there are four main issues that as an expat you need to know about before you are coming to live and work in Egypt. Number one, naturally, you need to be aware that and confirm that all your employment arrangements with your employer are written down somewhere, signed by your employer and by your good self. Okay, whether it is an assignment letter from your parent company outside Egypt that is supplemented by another local employment contract in Egypt or not, it needs to be written down. These arrangements include your compensation. You need to know exactly that it's written in the contract or the assignment letter. What currency are you going to be compensated with? Where are you going to get the compensation? Is it going to be in Egypt? For that, you're going to have a bank account in Egypt, or it's going to be outside Egypt. This needs to be clear for you. Okay, very important thing you need to know about your employment arrangements in Egypt is that termination of your employment contract or arrangement with your company. You need to be aware of the rules of termination, and your financial rights is secured. What are your financial rights based on termination of your employment relation in Egypt? You need to be aware of this. It needs to be written somewhere, whether in the local contract in Egypt or in the assignment letter. One important thing in this, you need to be aware of and understand clearly what's the governing law that governs your employment relation in Egypt. Okay, this is regarding your employment in a nutshell. The second point, which is very important, your leasing contract in Egypt. You naturally need to look for a house or accommodation. Normally in Egypt, as a common practice, your company HR department will take care of the search and find for you. Of course, you can search on your own, but when it comes to implementation, most companies in Egypt would just take care of this on your behalf. Whether this will happen or you would prefer and the company would allow you to do this on your own, then you need to take care of some issues in the lease agreement. One, the payment terms. How much you're going to pay? Is it in local currency or in foreign currency? You need to know that the foreign currency is not allowed as an exchange of payments inside Egypt. Okay, you need to be aware, of course, of the termination of the lease agreement. There should be termination rules that guarantees your rights and obligations. If it's not written, then this is a gray area. You don't want to go in there. Another thing is that your belongings and furniture, if you're going to bring your own furniture to Egypt, then you should put that on a list that annex to the lease agreement to make sure that you preserve and safeguard these things. When you're leaving the house, you take them with you. If there are belongings that belongs to the landlord, then this will be listed as well. The landlord will take care of this. Okay, those are the main issues that you need to understand and be aware of regarding the lease agreement of your house in Egypt. The third point is your employment residence visa in Egypt. Again, that's a point and that's a task that your HR department in Egypt will take care of. You don't need to worry about that. Usually they do it. So leave it for HR. I'm not going to advise on this. I'm not going to give you any tips about that. The fourth most important thing, it's no less important than the other 3 points, is driving in Egypt. Don't be surprised. Yes, this is an important point for an expat to live in Egypt, because some of them would want to drive in Egypt, some would not want to drive in Egypt. But I assure you, this is a very challenging experience you're going to have in Egypt. It needs skills. It needs very high skills of highly trained and skilled drivers to be able to drive in Egypt. It's very challenging, it's very dynamic. I'm afraid to tell you that if you start to gain those skills, maybe it will take you your employment contract duration until you gain those skills. Okay, no, I'm joking, but maybe it will take you a long time. If you drive in Egypt, it's going to be challenging, it's going to be an experience of a lifetime, but you would enjoy it. But you have to take care, because it's not like driving in any other where in the world. You have to be very highly skilled, and these are different types of skills, I assure you. Okay, in a nutshell, those were the 4 main points that have been asked about by my expat friends in Egypt. Your employment arrangements, you need to take care of them carefully, to be aware of them. Your lease of your accommodation, house or apartment in Egypt, your visa, so this is, you don't have to be worried about, and then driving in Egypt. Finally, I wish you all the best. Good luck with your stay in Egypt. Have a successful role in Egypt. Take care. Bye.